with the guys from VRS Media, minus Roland.
Miss you, bro.
Yeah. Hey, man.
So we were talking about books and things. So you have a book out?
Oh my gosh, I have a book out. I do have a book out. Yes, it's called Personal Justice, and it actually, interesting story. It was actually a film script that I intended to produce. This is in 2017, and I was asked to do a reality show for the Velocity Channel. So I said, well, we were going to be shooting this time, so let's just put that on the back burner and do this show. Then it kind of, time rolls on. It's like, well, it's a finished story. It's already done. Why don't we just, instead of going from a novel to a book, from a novel to a screenplay, let's go from a screenplay to a book. So that's what we did. And I took the actual screenplay itself in the screenplay format, transcribed it into Word, and then handed it to a friend of mine, Cindy Ray, CC Ray, what's up, girl? And she took it and took it from a screenplay into a novel, and it's also available on Amazon. So, so that's the thing. It's very cool. Thriller. It's a drama wrapped in a thriller with a double ending, double twist at the end.
Uh-oh.
And when I do book signings and things, I always tell people, if you can guess what the ending is going to be before you get to the end of the book, I'll give you your money back. Nobody yet.
Come on.
So, but one day I just want to grow up and be Jeffrey.
Oh,
The challenge.
no. It's not like that at all. When I grow up, I want to at least get to the 6 foot part of Chuck. That's what I'm working on.
6 foot.
That's
I'm 5'20". What you talking about?
What I like the way Chuck says I'm only 6'8 3/4" or whatever. How do you say it? I think it's
5'20" is my.
Oh, 5'20". 5'20". Yeah. Okay.
Or 2 meters if you're in the metric system.
Yeah. No, that's way. So.
I do have a Fandango question for you.
Uh-oh. I don't think you'll be able to answer.
It wasn't my butt. Ask me all you want. It wasn't my butt. It was a stunt butt.
He had a stunt butt.
I had a stunt butt. I really did. But that's another story. Go ahead.
Well, my question was about the part of the movie
Okay.
The other part.
where I think you pull up this wire rope when you're stuck on the side of the road, and,
Right.
and they tie it to the bumper.
Right?
Who came up with that?
That was in the script.
That was in the script?
Fandango was actually a script based on a student film done by Kevin Reynolds, who was a protege, which I found out later, of Steven Spielberg.
Yeah.
In fact, for you trivia types out there, Kevin Reynolds wrote Red Dawn
Oh, wow.
and sold it while he was still in USC Film School. In fact, Steven Spielberg came to him at USC Film School, pulled him out of class to tell him he had sold that movie. So, that script. So, Fandango was based on Kevin Reynolds' student film called Proof. And you can find it on YouTube. So, after you watch this whole show, just put Proof. And you'll find it. And then when you watch Fandango, you'll see it's basically the parachuting scene.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the train scene, the train scene pulling the train was actually, that's in the original script. And it's interesting because I almost killed Kevin Costner.
Come on.
I almost killed Kevin Costner. Because when you watch the movie, it's on iTunes. When I pull the loop out of the first post and then I rip the rest of the post out, there's a junction in a metal square that's bolted together. And when I pulled it, it let go from the other side and swinging was coming right at Kevin's face. And at the last second, I lifted my arm and pulled up and it went over his head.
Oh, wow.
But as fast as that thing was going, it's like whipping a rope, right? As fast as that metal chunk was going, a couple pounds, if it didn't kill him, it'd hurt him.
Dang.
So that's kind of the way that went. But it was a great fun scene.
Yeah.
Great fun scene. And the original movie, we were considered a low budget film back in the day. We were a $10 million film.
Yeah.
Which back in when we made that movie in 1983, the average studio budget was about 25 million. So we were low budget. And the end of the movie originally was going to be the car gets pulled.
Yeah.
And as in the back, we have Lester drunk in the back dashboard, right?
Yeah.
And so the car's getting pulled by this train for a while, and it's all fun and games until there's a canyon. And the train goes over the bridge, and we're getting pulled, and we're heading for the cliff.
Yeah.
And so everybody jumps out of the car, except Phil, Judd Nelson's character, who refuses to let Lester die.
Yeah.
So he stays in, gets him out, and pulls him out by himself, because it was basically a way to endear the audience to Phil, which is, as you know, is the weenie in the movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that was the way they were going to endear the audience to Phil, because he wasn't going to leave the man behind.
Yeah.
And so what happened in the original movie was he jumps out of the car, and coming up just before the cliff is a big boulder.
Yeah.
And the car goes to one side, the train goes to the other side, snaps the cable. And that's how the front end gets all wobbly.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. So when the car's pulling into the gas station, you see the front end out of alignment, out of wobbly like that.
Yeah.
That's how that happened. We just didn't end up shooting that part of the movie.
Oh, wow. It was funny. I like how everybody gets in the car and they go, wait a minute, how are we going to stop?
My favorite was Judd screaming when he gets in the camera, just straight off the camera, we're all going to die! That was a great line. And which, okay, another trivia. If you watch the film, we rented a train for the day.
Yeah.
And so you'll see the train comes by and it's boxcars.
Yeah.
And Steven Spielberg was watching our dailies. We were sending back to the studio. And so Steven kind of says, it doesn't feel urgent enough. Because we knew if we messed up, the train could just back it up and do it again.
Yeah.
So 2 days later, there was another train coming by that we didn't rent, and it was only going to pass one time.
Yeah.
And so we parked back out there, set everything back up, and now we had to do the whole scene knowing that this train was going to be going past and we could do nothing.
Yeah.
And we redid it. And so when you watch the edit, you'll see boxcars and then tanker cars. And then boxcars and then tanker cars. When the original was all boxcars.
Yeah. That's cool.
But we did it, and that's when Judd goes, we're all going to die! Because it was just that level of urgency.
I liked it. We watched it one night. Yeah, we watched it. I don't. Yeah, you never know. And then when I said you were coming, when I said Chuck Bush is coming, we started looking at movies. I said Fandango, really? You watch Fandango? Hang on. So we go and pull it up and we watch it.
Oh goodness!
I loved it. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Anyway, talking about editing
Yes.
and trains and boxcar changes and
Right.
stuff. We were talking earlier about software. What do you guys use to make all the magic happen at VRS?
Well, we've been using Adobe for a while. We were Final Cut for a good while, but then when they changed to 10,
Evil.
Which y'all editors out there understand, we went to Premiere Pro, and so we've been there for many years. After Effects, Photoshop, the whole Adobe package, CC. But now we're working in DaVinci Resolve because we always like color. The color is tremendous, which is when you're taking a film, it's in a raw format is what it's called. It's kind of washed out because it's detailed, and we bring that color brings the detailed color, the shadows, all that. That is an art, and we know how to do that.
Yep.
That we are very, very good at that. I believe that. Say so myself and the team. With the team that we have, we're very good. So we went. We still have our suites, our Adobe suites, but we're looking and dabbling in DaVinci Resolve because they've got an editing suite now.
Yeah.
It looks really good and it works very well with our cameras. We use Blackmagic cameras, so.
The heavens just parted. Blackmagic.
I know. Yeah, that's good stuff. And we have a lot of cameras, but that's the one that's our film cameras. So that's what we use there, and then we use. We're working with Studio One for our audio and
PreSonus.
And also Audition. We were endorsing another Adobe product. But yeah, that's what we do, and we just are masters in it. We know the tricks. We know how to use it.
I know we in one of our previous episodes with Dwayne, we talked about the drone. And what model drone was that?
We've got the Inspire, but it's got the film camera on it. This 5.2K.
Yeah.
And it's and then Dwayne.
Yeah.
Rolling. Dwayne. Our company put him through school to become. He's a nationally certified drone pilot, FAA certified. So y'all drone pilots out there that fly a drone, and if you do it commercially, please get your license. Please get your license and your certifications and your insurance, because it could really hurt you. And the safety, you need to know the rules. You need to know what you can do and what you can't do. And we knew that. As again, we didn't fly a drone to do it for commercial or work until Dwayne was licensed, insurance, get the best equipment and training. And we feel like we've done that.
I think he mentioned something about you have to file a flight plan just like a pilot. With and then if it's if you're doing a 3-day shoot and something changes, you have to refile a plan. That plan is only good for 24 hours or something. I can't remember what, he talked about if you were going to deviate, if somebody changed and said, okay, we're not going to fly over here, we're going to move this scene to this area.
Well, if you got to change, if you're in a different area, each site, you have to make sure that you're not in a certain spot that is going to cause problems with an airport or emergency. And those are knowing how to read those charts. Dwayne knows how to read those charts. He can communicate with air traffic control. Yeah. He knows how to do that because he's got the education and doing the right stuff again. We're going to make sure we keep everything at this level, and that's what we work really hard at.
And speaking of which, you did see the promo that we did with the Superdome.
No, not the Superdome.
Oh,
yeah.
You have to go to the VRS Media Group Facebook page.
Yeah.
And you'll see because the aerial footage came from Dwayne.
Yeah.
And it was integrated with some animation and some computer generated images, and it's pretty fun. I won't give it all away.
Yeah.
But it's on our YouTube page, the VRS Media Group YouTube page, and it's on our Facebook page.
Okay.
And I guarantee you see it, you're going to go, hoo-yah.
Yeah.
Who did that?
Yeah.
And it was rolling in the VRS Media Group.
Rolling. We had some footage from him last time. It was pretty neat. I think one of his friends was driving his wife's car, Barry.
Oh, yeah, Barry.
And he did
some of the aerial footage.
He did some aerial footage. I think I don't know if you guys shot that or that was something
we
they were
shot
just
it.
playing with.
We shot everything.
Yeah.
Shot everything.
Shot it and killed it.
Yeah. Yeah. That was.
But that was impressive.
Anything you see from us, VRS, anything that you see in YouTube, Vimeo, Facebook, Instagram, all that is all done by us. Mm-hmm. We don't do anything that is from somebody else ever.
No second party stuff.
No second party.
So some guys will send out their CGI.
Yeah.
The computer generated images to a computer generated images house, a special VisFX house.
Right.
That's rolling. VRS Media, everything stays inside our walls.
Yeah.